with this 928, we've proved that Porsche 928s are better than marriage. 928s will f*** you twice in 1 week. Well, here I am in a functioning Porsche 928. I'll tell you what caused the problem, the latest problem, in a moment. But first, I just want to say thank you to everybody that commented in the last video. I got lots and lots of help. Few of you were right on the money as well. Others of you were saying to me, man up, get on with it. One guy said, in a sort of a Churchillian way, we fought on the beaches so people like you could have a Porsche 928, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. And the help that I got was just spectacular, including places to go and get it fixed. And 2 or 3 of you mentioned the same place, which is ultimately where I went. I won't say where it is because they didn't want to get involved with the video. But I'm back in a functioning 928. One of the good things about not having a Porsche on my Porsche holiday with my Porsche buddies down at the Tail of the Dragon was that I got to go in all their cars. So there's going to be a new series of videos called Ownership Stories, where you'll hear from all of them. And in those we've got everything from a GT3 Touring to a heavily modified 991 to a air-cooled 993 and so on. So you'll hear all about that. Every cloud, right? I got creative. Yeah, I know. So what am I going to do with this car then? Am I back in love with it? Look, I don't know. Some of you did say, them's the brakes, son. You know, if you have a classic car and you use it regularly, this is what's going to happen to you. Things break. Actually, the thing that has broken, we already fixed once. So we're now into I've been telling you all that the story of this car is one of deferred maintenance. And that actually, once you actually use it, it's not very expensive to run. But when things start breaking that you've already fixed, yeah, you can probably start to say that it's an expensive car to run. But that's the first time that's ever really happened. So, you know, we'll take that with a pinch of salt and give it another chance. I don't have an update for you on the insurance claim. That's, if you'll remember, the first of the 3 times I've had trouble with this car. Wasn't the car's fault, but again, a lot of you said to me, I see what's going on here. I see why you're so upset in the last video. You've had the crash, you had it trailered to Matt's the week before last, and now you've had this issue with the ignition. And the cumulative effect of all 3 of those things is why you're so upset. Spot on! That's exactly why I was upset. It's like, here I am in Tennessee, surrounded with my Porsche buddies, who were all enjoying themselves, and my car was the one that was broken down, and it felt like the camel, no, not the camel that broke the straw's back, the straw that broke the camel's back. So, am I over it yet? I don't know. Most of you said to me, don't sell it, and some of you said, yeah, once it's a money pit, get rid of it. Well, it's always been a money pit. You know, I started this series by saying to you guys, can you reasonably afford a 928? And I don't think there's any case that says that you can. I think if you buy an old one with lots of deferred maintenance, this is the life of a Porsche 928 owner. And yeah, so probably for that reason, I'm in too deep. I really do like this car, I must say. For all the reasons I've said in the past, the styling is outrageous, and even now when I park it next to my friends with modern 991s and 2s, it holds its own. It looks beautiful. I love the fact that it's got a V8. Somebody said in the last video, yeah, but the sound of that exhaust, right? Yes, spot on. It sounds terrific. It sounds terrific. And Tony, if you're watching, well done, mate. This exhaust is absolutely spot on. So there is money left for me to spend on it. We've got to have new wheels and suspension yet. The suspension on this is old and it doesn't ride as well as it could. It's not terrible, but it could be improved with some new struts and shocks and springs and things like that. The interior has got to be looked at. These seats are horrible. They need new bits of sponge and new leather and all of that. So there's another probably 10 grand to spend on it. So you can see the point that once you're in deep on these things, you're going to lose all your money if you don't keep going, kind of thing. They are, if you're going to do it, I suppose they've got to be keepers. But I don't know. I don't know. At the moment, I'm kind of yearning for something a bit more modern. So whether that means that I've got to get something in addition to this or sell this to get something else, we'll see. We'll see. But look, this is the device that went wrong. This sits at the back of the ignition key, right at the back. And it is in fact an ignition switch. This particular one is a year old, just a year old, because it went wrong once before. My lovely friend and colleague Matt put one in for me. In fact, he put two in for me because the one he put in originally went wrong the moment he put it in. So this one was put in after that and it's been fine ever since, except until, of course, I got to the tail of the dragon, where it got worse and worse and worse and the key wouldn't turn. And Matt and I thought, well, it can't be this, because Fiona just did that. It has to be the key lock itself. So the place I took it to in Knoxville, Tennessee, said, well, no, it's not. It's actually this. And actually, if you shake it, you probably can't hear it on the camera. There's something loose inside it. So I don't know what gives with Porsche 928 ignition switches, but not very happy about that. But it is what it is. It is what it is at this stage. Now, as you saw at the start of this video, it works absolutely perfectly and it's a delight to use. So $650. That's what that cost to fit and be supplied to me. Seems like a low number with all the money I've spent on it, which might give you an idea of how much I've spent on it, if that's a low number. So we soldier on. So next, there's going to be a series of videos of my friends' cars, just me being a passenger and interviewing them about their stories and their cars' stories, which is quite interesting, I think. I got a lot out of it, I must say. They have some good stories to tell, actually. So that should be good. And then as I'm doing that, as you're watching those, I'm going to fix the rest of the car. And we'll talk about, when we get to that, insurance and how that's worked and whether that's been a good thing and what have you. Of course, I've got a $2,000 excess on my policy, which is just awful. But I'm the sort of guy that thinks, well, things like that don't happen very often, therefore I'll save the money in premium by having a higher deductible. And now something's happened. But it is what it is. So thank you for sticking with me through all the drama. I suppose bad news sells more than good news, right? And it makes it a bit more interesting. And I'd rather you guys have the full picture of 928 ownership, good and bad, rather than just hearing about good news stories all the time. So I'm really grateful for you staying with me. Thank you so much for all your comments and help and suggestions through all the 3 disasters that have happened to this car in the past month. Let's pray that my luck is changing and I'm on the up and up now, and that'll motivate me keep going. It is lovely when it works. It is lovely. But anyway, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Please subscribe and like as well. That's a tick, not a thumbs up, but give it the thumbs up. See you in the next one.